4-volt engine, Plunderbird 1 worships Jerry Anderson, travels at 7 miles an hour and carries a lethal array of interchangeable weapons pods, a deadly design.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Plunderbird 1 team, Mike Onslow, John Dilley and Brian Kilburn, whose ambition it is to meet the rock band Aerosmith.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And certainly the best-dressed gentleman on Robot Wars get us off and underway with Plunderbird 1. The weaponry could be deadly, but not against Shunt. On the grill, stuck against the pyramid. And they'll need some work to get out of there.
We are the international rep crew. This is the Plunderbird 1. We've built the system around separate weapons pods. The first one has a battering ram with a laser-guided sight. The second pod has a circular saw which will flip out like this when it's operational and do some nice chopping up. We intend to kick some butt with this and be afraid there's a plunderstorm coming.
At the moment, Plunderbird, 1, 2, in, out. And Plunderbird is being hacked and is on the rack.
And deactivate robots.
Now, beforehand you told me you were just going to barge them out the way.
Well, they're obviously a bit too heavy and we just didn't quite manage it. But we will be back and we will get them next time.
Maybe, but only 4.81 metres leaves Plunderbird vulnerable. Through, Phoenix in trouble, but look what's coming next. Plunderbird, and they've even made their own record.
Weapons stolen from mankind, they fight to stay alive. They run the deadly gauntlet, and the weak one survive. As the battle rages, servos blind and circuits.
Roboteers, stand by.
On the grill, stuck against the pyramid. Plunderbird.
But that's not going to happen this time because we've got all new track system, a big bulldozer blade and...
wonky aerial.
3, 2, 1, activate.
The boys from Borden in Hampshire, bordering on the insane. Plunderbird, the second. Over the spike. There's the Sentinel. With that swinging and deadly arm. Steady progress by Plunderbird. You can see the raising blade on the front. They might have brought out a record. They didn't record a great distance, though, did they?
What was all that about?
Well, we've heard that the house robots were getting a bit hard and a bit cheesed off with people going down that lane, so we just had to go for a bit of violence, really, and unfortunately I drove in the pit before we could actually get them.
You just drove straight into the pit. It was like you were scared of the robot.
We're not scared of the robots. We're going to trash the house robots.
Oh.
We're not scared of you. We just want some violence.
Okay.
Violence!
Plunderbird, all mouth and no trousers. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, great stuff from Plunderbird. In the pit. Terrible driving. But through. Will they get their revenge? Phoenix go out.
What a chicken roll. It's quick now, wasn't it?
Why do you think they're chickens?
Because they go down in the pit straight away. They're the big chuck men and they're chickened out.
Right, let's have it out with them. Here. They're all calling you chickens over there.
We're not chickens. We just wanted to get through to the next round, but most of all, we want to have a go at the house robots. Silence! How dare you! We're back and we're going to stay. More violence.
Right, just between you and me, did you dive in that pit to avoid the house robots?
Absolutely not.
Put them out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And to the tune of their dreadful pop records, we'll hear more of that later. Out comes Plunderbird the second. Wedging in underneath, dead metal. Are they as chicken as everyone's saying they are? Mike Onslow and his team, steering the way, doesn't want to get involved with Sergeant Bash or Dead Metal. Now does, though, and Dead Metal goes! Well, perhaps they're not all talk, and no trousers, and the Sergeant goes! Well, they've lived up to their proud boast!
Well done. We've said we've come back, and now we've really come back.
How do you think you're going to handle the arena?
Cautiously.
Oh, not so confident now then?
Lots of damage, always lots of damage.
We'll wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. What a performance.
You've seen the wobbly aerial. You haven't seen too much damage. Though Dead Metal went off the ring, and so too the Sergeant. Plunderbird, king of the castle. And Megahertz, they're out.
Robotiers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Both teams have been great fun on Robot Wars. Plunderbird 2 underneath Enzyme. Can the lads hold on here? Murray Ballard's team. Got to say hello to Oliver Beckley, who's been involved in the team all the way through but was unavailable to be here for this. The climax of all his work. And that work could go up in flames any moment if Plunderbird 2 and the Sergeant can edge Enzyme into the pit of fire. Dead Metal coming in as well, the sparks fly. There's the camera on Killalot. Well, they're wedded in some dreadful dance of doom. The two semi-finalists. The main attack is on Enzyme, spinning away. Plunderbird 2 and Enzyme now to take on Killalot. Not for the first time. Plunderbird 2 thinks twice about it. Who's done enough? This goes to the judges.
We have a judge's decision, and the judges have decided unanimously for Plunderbird 2. Plunderbird 2, come on. Well, it was a fairly even fight, wasn't it, young man?
Yeah, they just hammered us in the end. We just couldn't compete.
They seemed to have a bit more power than you at the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they just kept on shunting us into the house robots and we didn't stand a chance.
Give them a round of applause. Well, we gave them a bashing.
We came in to give them a bashing, and basically you've got to be cruel to be kind. We're cruel, but we're not very kind. But to give them their due, they're a really plucky team, but we just have to do the job.
One more fight in the series semi-finals.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Plunderbird 2, give them a round of applause.
Robotiers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Magnificent engineering feat, the mule. The Plunderbird 2 boys have been splendid entertainment. See the name of Enzyme crossed out on the side. They've already seen the Enzyme boys off. And immediate aggression on the mule. But Roger Plant spins that three-wheel drive away. Motorised from second-hand lawnmowers. In underneath goes Plunderbird 2. That forklift is no good for Roger. Went on top of Plunderbird 2, digging in. Out comes the leg to try and flick Plunderbird 2 away. He's doing all he can to survive. The grisly list of victims on the side of Plunderbird 2 into the PPZ. It means that Shunt can come in, the mule gets away. Now comes in for a ram of its own. Very close, this.
And the judges have gone for Plunderbird 2. Plunderbird 2, come onto the podium. Well, that was a tougher one than you thought, wasn't it?
It was a bit tougher, but we already knew the thing was quite a dangerous machine, so a little bit of strategy, as it were, but plenty of violence. We almost got him in the pit, but, well, we'll just have to do better next time.
You seem to have a lot more power than the mule, though, didn't you?
We've got about 2 tons of pulling power. We actually pulled a Range Rover with this thing. And just be afraid, there's a plunderstorm coming.
Well, hey, you've won your heat. You're through to the series semi-final. How do you think you're going to fare?
We're going to do our best to trash everything in our path, of course. Plenty of violence. We've got a bomb waiting for Sir Killalot.
Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause.
Roboteers, stand by.
Plunderbird 2, menacing.
3, 2, 1, activate.
But it's hardly a menacing start. Steady, not spectacular, through the cement blocks, but Shunt already across to cut the route off. And they're blocked in here between Shunt, cement blocks and the ball, and here comes Matilda as well. There's Shunt. Well, Plunderbird 2 forced all the way back from whence it came. Trying to get the raising plough-like blade on the front into play. There's the pickaxe of Shunt, the circular sword Matilda. And they're going nowhere, Mike Onslow, Brian Kilburn and Ken Burt. Oh, how disappointing. The record got stuck, lads.
From Hampshire, Plunderstorm.
The boast is this can go faster than time. Its steel costs £4,000 to build, over 500 hours. The rest, well, it's a secret. But with their own entrance theme and their costumes, they were great fun in the last series. Fun they were, and they had their boasts last time around, but against the Sentinel and Matilda, were they frightened? Did they duck out? Did they say, we're going in here for safety?
They're all calling you chickens over there.
We're not chickens, we just wanted to get through to the next round, but most of all, we want to have a go at the house robots. Silence! How dare you! We're back and we're going to stay. More violence. My name is Mike Onslow. This is Ken Burt, and that is Brian Kilburn.
And this is Plunderstorm, and our robot is our weapon. It's got power, it's got blades, and we got attitude.
We got lots and lots of attitude.
From Norwich, Thermidor.
The heaviest in the field with its huge pincers at the front of the lobster-shaped 3mm alloy shell. Cycle helmet and all. Start pedalling, boys, otherwise you could be on your bike.
We're Team Lobster. My name's Dave. This is Eli. This is Ian. This is our robot Thermidor. We've got steel claws on the front, a spike, the wheels of the Metro, and we've got a cutting disc on the rear.
Roboteers, stand by.
They're the Plunderstorm team. Mike Onslow, the captain of sculptor and mould making, has his own business. And Thermidor,
3,
with
2,
David Harding and Ian Harvey at the controls.
activate.
So will Plunderstorm live up to their attitude and their boasts? Thermidor, what a great design, the lobster shape. And what problems here again for Plunderstorm right at the start? They seem to have steering problems, design problems. Well, they have attitude. Will Thermidor leave them with a few ats to be chewed up? Will those caps and sunglasses and the attitude and boasts all mean nothing here for Plunderstorm because they're not moving? And in come the house robots. Plunderstorm, accused of being chickens last time around. Well, cluck, cluck, boys. You're doing nothing here. In comes Dead Metal. Oh, Mike Onslow, Ken Burt and Brian Kilburn. What's happened to you again here, boys? We expected so much. There's the camera on Killalot as Dead Metal backs away. In comes Matilda. Again, the camera on Killalot recording every grisly detail of the demise of Plunderstorm. Plunderstorm? It's not even a shower. Well, the blows are raining down under a hail of blows from Shunt. It's a cloudy future for Plunderstorm, that's for certain. It's snow joke for them, and the weather forecast is that the Plunderstorm will be swiftly snuffed out and there will be sunny skies ahead for Thermidor. That's the end of Plunderstorm again.
Cease. of White, Vercingetorix.
Named after a hero of ancient times, and the axe is an age-old weapon. Its materials Kevlar and X and very modern. Top speeds of 6 miles an hour as they go roaming about. Yeah, get it? Latin, it was all Greek to me in the last series, because I thought they had the beating of Terrapin despite taking punishment from the house robots. But Terrapin's pressure and pushing eventually brought about the pit of oblivion. Just.
Hi there, I'm Ian Gear. This is Team Vercingetorix with our robot, Vercingetorix 3. This is our third war. Alistair here, he's our weapons engineer. He's controlling the big blade and the lifting beam. And our weapons coordinator, Tom. And this year, we're gonna win.
From Leighton Buzzard, Fat Boy Tin.
They wanted their robot to look like a robot, not like others here. Sir Killalot's taken offence. 2 pneumatic spikes, a wheelchair motor, 2 windscreen wipers, the lot under 200 quid.
I'm John Lewis. This is my son Richard. This is our robot, Fat Boy Tim. He's built as a classic robot. He's got real attitude. He's got arms and spikes to blow the other robot away. Hopefully he'll have enough power to push him around the ring as well. He's running on a 36-volt motor and compressed air spikes. So we're just hoping he can do the business.
From Alton in Hampshire and seeded number 26, Plunderbird 4.
Their main weapon, they say, is fear, surprise, brute force. Oh, and a slicer-dicer. 15-mile-an-hour top speeds from 2 motors. The shell is aeroplane aluminium. These boys plan to soar. Oh, yes, they walked the walk and talked the talk last time around with Blunderstorm. But they were idle boasts, and Thermidor much too strong. A technical malfunction meant that Blunderstorm went out there back this time with a much better robot. I'll tell you what, they didn't half arrive in style today. They arrived with their secret machine at an unnamed RAF base somewhere in the south of England. Actually, it was RAF Odeon. Thanks to the boys for that. All their help. Mike Onslow, Brian Kilburn, great lads. Mike, a sculpture model maker, built a succession of Plunderbirds, once built a full-size model of the Titanic, added sticky-back plastic and toilet roll, so he does know what he's doing here. And Brian, he describes himself as a professional layabout. His hobbies are curries and beer. He's the weapons operator, partially sighted, as we've heard. The Plunderbird 4 machine had arrived. Slowly, but surely, into the watching eyes of the Robot Wars world. And I'll tell you something, Mike, Brian, Plunderbird 4, they are not here to conduct, in any sense of the word, international rescue.
We are the Plunderbird team.
And this is our new robot, Plunderbird 4.
And we're here to teach you lot a lesson. And that is Brian Kilburn, who has a new product manager, and hobbies include dressing up and looking hard.
And that is Mike Onslow, a mould maker and sculptor, who also likes dressing up and looking hard.
So don't forget, the boys are back.
Stand by.
Vercingetorix, the Isle of Wight team, bringing us back to reality. Fat Boy Tin from Leighton Buzzard, John Lewis and Richard Lewis, his son, and there's Plunderbird, Mike and Brian. I wonder what they do at weekends.
2, 1. Activate.
Plunderbird by far the fastest of these machines. There's Fat Boy Tin, by far the highest, 1.2 metres. That's the tallest robot we've ever had, actually, in Robot Wars. Compares with, well, look, compares with Killalot there in the distance. But it's a trundler, isn't it? A real throwback. The old robots of sci-fi in the 50s and 60s. Plunderbird 4 with the slicer, dicer, Vercingetorix with the axe and lifter. Fat Boy Tin with the smile. The spikes as well, to be fair. There's Killalot out of the CPZ. And lifting Fat Boy Tin up. Here we go, any moment now. Fat Boy Tin, once it's toppled, is there any way back? Plunderbird 4 moving away. Vercingetorix, timber! Oh! Bounce on to Sir Killalot's face. And eventually over she goes. Fat Boy Tin. Well, that's it really, isn't it? Vercingetorix now causing trouble to the aluminium shell of Fat Boy Tin. In comes Sergeant Bash. Very, very tall. But the Plunderbird boys knew, the Vercingetorix boys knew, and the House Robots knew once you toppled Fat Boy Tin, really, this mash-up melee was going to be over before it started. Dead metal spinning away. Oh, Plunderbird's been toppled as well by Vercingetorix. Now, it's too late to affect this one. They'll go through, but that's a key clue to future battles. Fat Boy Tin were immobilised way before, but that's a key issue. And other robots will have watched the way that Vercingetorix toppled Plunderbird 4. Now righting the Plunderbird team, almost inviting him, come on, come back to dance, and maybe the House Robots will cause some more problems with you. We know Fat Boy Tin. Oh, this is going to be interesting. On the arena flipper, I wonder how far they can throw this monster robot. Not very far. Weighty, 77.1 kilos, and there with it went Vercingetorix. Getting in too close. Look at that. Well, they were overconfident, Ian Gear, Alistair Curtis Horsful and son Tom. Vercingetorix, though, has that Shriemek arm. You see the self-riding arm. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Damage to Fat Boy Tin. Oh, right through the smile. He's not smiling now. Smiling on the other side of their faces, the opponents and the House Robots. Fat Boy Thin now.
Roboteers, stand by.
Brian Kilburn is available for stand-up comedy. There's Nightmare. And at the controls, Lee Summer, 14-year-old pupil at King Edward VII College. And there's Mike Onslow and Brian Kilburn, weapons operator of Plunderbird 4. And they'll be the favourites here. Nightmare with, like Plunderbird 2, a wedge shape, quite classic to Robot Wars. There's the flipper as well. Very similar to Roadblock, earlier champions of Robot Wars. Bash and crash together. Panels from motorway signs took 12 weeks to make Nightmare. The new competitors has a self-riding mechanism riding up there onto the Slicer Dicer of Plunderbird 4, and they're stuck together. So it'll be Mike Onslow's job. He was on the right there to try and drag Plunderbird 4 away. Oh, now I wonder who will have the greater power of these two. You see now the ref bot coming in to separate the two robots because they were going nowhere. At the controls, Mike Onslow, the sculpture model maker. Loves his flying, loves his paragliding. Oh, but can he glide Plunderbird 4 back down to Earth? That's where they were vulnerable. And remember, we saw it earlier on when they were already through. It was a key tactic to be picked up. A Nightmare picked up on it. They flicked Plunderbird 4 up and over. Now the House Robots can come in. Matilda and Shunt. And of course, Killalot's always there or thereabouts. If they're immobilised for 30 seconds, they're out of the competition. Nightmare will be looking to go through. Dead Metal here. Slicing down on Plunderbird 4. They have been amazing fun. They arrive by helicopter. Great design. They can sing a little too. Don't ask them to. It's horrendous. But they are wonderful competitors, Mike Onslow and Brian Kilburn. It has been a privilege to have them with us once again. But boys, after that big build-up, get out of here. Go on home. We don't want you anymore. Because you're beaten. And there's no place on the Robot Wars history board or Hall of Fame for losers. Up you go, lads. And you'll be back, I know, next year. Apparently they plan to arrive by stealth bomber. We'll wait and see that one. There's Killalot about to bomb them out. Up and over. And a tactical war waste by Nightmare. And they did well here. that it's been fun to have the Plunderbird 4 team with us. And Killalot's about to end it all. Serve, Killalot, if you please. Boys from Hampshire, back you go. To your uniforms and your sunglasses and your weird weekends.
From Durham, Firestorm. From Nutley in East Sussex, Scorpion.
Finalists in previous Robot Wars, it took 3 months to update. With a fire extinguisher CO2 gas powered flipping arm, this the more manoeuvrable of the pair on its go-kart wheels. But Scorpion gives the pair the sting in the tail. Built at home on the dining room table. 2 wheelchair motors provide the power. They practice on an old tumble dryer with those chainsaw cutting discs.
We're the Firestorm team from the north. And we are the Scorpion team from the south. And we're here as a tag team to unite the country.
We have chainsaws, we have cutting discs.
We have speed and powerful flipping arms. Which means we have all the weapons we need to win Robot Wars Tag.
Yes!
From Brighton, Bigger Brother. From Alton in Hampshire, Plunderbird 4.
This team has the protection to withstand all weaponry, they say. A mild-mannered steel, shell and fierce snipper. The Watts family creators call this a nightmare in metal. Speed, the essence for this team. Plunderbird 4 moves at 15 miles an hour. Aeroplane standard aluminium, as sleek as a puma. Its weapon is a slicer-dicer, say the team, with typical humour.
We are the Plunderbird team.
And we are the Big Brother team.
And we've decided to join forces.
For some mutual bullying.
And mashing. So we're forming a team of the tagging type.
For some tag team terror. Totally.
And it's going to be called
the Big Plunderbird
Brother
Team.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the red zone, Firestorm 2 and Scorpion. Graham Bone, Alex Morgill on the left-hand side, Jeff Smith and John Bell on the right. And in the blue zone, Bigger Brother and Plunderbird 4. The Plunderbird boys, Mike Onslow, Brian Kilburn there on the left, and Ian Watson's son Joseph on the right.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Dan Ian at the controls, the Bigger Brother there on the right-hand side against Scorpion, first out of the red corner. Scorpion flipped immediately by Bigger Brother. Look at this straight away, getting in underneath Scorpion. It's got a 2-inch ground clearance, that's lethal. Scorpion now flipped up and over by its teammate Firestorm, who seemed to come out of the red zone there before it should. Are they disobeying rules immediately? If you do, then the House Robots will penalise you. The ref bot coming in and said, get back, Firestorm, get back into your red area. The Scorpion team, meanwhile, under pressure from Plunderbird 4 and Bigger Brother, Firestorm. A little nudge underneath Scorpion. They are on the same team, actually, but this is mayhem. This is destructibility at its worst. This is Plunderbird. They're against the arena war in the red zone. Firestorm 2 in there as well. Look at the Plunderbird sort of claw axe on top, ready to come in. There's Bigger Brother as well, flying around in there. Bash is getting in the action. Matilda too, trying to use the tusks to get in underneath the Plunderbird 14 from Alton in Hampshire. That's Bigger Brother slammed against the arena wall. What on earth's going on here, Refbot? Get in and control these robots! There's only supposed to be 2 in the arena at the same time. They have shown total disregard to the rules. You are a disgrace up there, boys. Now what's happening? Well, Firestorm 2 crashes into the red zone. I wonder if Plunderbird 4 have been rendered immobile. Are they just waiting their chance? This is Firestorm 2 on the attack. Bigger Brother spinning away. Oh, a torch for Firestorm 2. They're okay in underneath Scorpion there. Scorpion wedged up on Plunderbird 4. Gets the nudge. And Scorpion's okay. Plunderbird 4 seems to be rooted to the spot. That's Firestorm 2 getting in underneath. Classic wedge shed 2 robots. And there's the flipper of Firestorm. And I thought it was wedged open. You're seeing there Graham Bone and Alex Morgill, the Firestorm 2 team. Students at Edinburgh University, Alex Morgill, Graham, a quality engineer. And a quality attack from Firestorm 2 needed right there now on Scorpion. We know Scorpion is badly flammable. But at the moment, no one is trying to push Scorpion moving towards the arena flames, all the flame pit. This is, of course, Firestorm 2. Up on its side, it's got a streamer. There you see it. Self-running mechanism essential for Robot Wars these days. Well, this is wonderful. Machinations of a Machiavellian sort. That's Graham and Alex, the Firestorm 2 team. Bigger Brother. And the ref block coming in and having a closer look here. Bigger Brother just side on against Firestorm 2. Scorpion now is in major trouble. Scorpion, which was built, designed on Pip Bell's dining room table. She's John Bell's wife. And at the moment, it looks as if Scorpion, designed on that dining room table to withstand any sort of charcoal grill, is being flame torched in the top now. This is Firestorm 2 under pressure against the Bigger Brother. I think he's done magnificently in this tag team challenge so far. With Ian Watts, a broadcasting engineer, loud and proud at the controls.
Well, absolute total mayhem. I don't think any of them followed the rules. We'll have to go to the judges for a decision.
Here they are, all experts in robotics. Martin Smith on the left, Professor Noel Sharkey in the middle, Dr. Myra Wilson on the right-hand side. And as they contemplate, let's see what they're studying. Well, an initial attack on Scorpion. This is Firestorm 2 back on Plunderbird 4 for some revenge. Then Matilda giving Firestorm some punishment. They will be marking on control, style, damage and aggression. Great aggression shown throughout by Firestorm, I thought. Plunderbird 4 certainly took more damage than the other three out there. Bigger Brother was very consistent, always trying to look to create damage. So both teams have one strong robot, and in Scorpion and Plunderbird 4, both teams have one that was immobilised.
Well, the judges have made the decision. And although one robot from either side was immobilised based on style, control, damage and aggression, they've gone for Firestorm and Scorpion!
From the red zone again, Invertebrate on the left, Exterminator on the right-hand side. And the five boys all together. And there in the blue zone, Plunderbird 4 on the right, Bigger Brother on the left. Bigger Brother team, little Joe Watts, he's 7.5. What's he going to be like when he's 16?
Activate.
Immediately out of the red zone comes Exterminator. Invertebrate had the problems beforehand, and out of the blue zone comes Bigger Brother. Plunderbird 4 sitting back. Oh, and immediately Exterminator flipping Bigger Brother, but look at the streamer, the self-riding mechanism, up and over they come. It's little Joe at the controls there. His hero is Roger the Dodger from the Beano comic, and he's dodged that one magnificently. Meanwhile, Plunderbird 4, well, we've had the hype, we've had the rat, but their team, to me, seems to be taking a nap. It's not exactly mobile. We had the problems with it before. We've seen nothing from Invertebrate there. It now comes out to help out Exterminator on its side. And using the side spikes to right itself. A magnificent technique. Great innovation from Marlon Pritchard, Paul Lewis and Simon Baldwin in that Exterminator team. It's a great battle between Exterminator and Bigger Brother. And now Exterminator goes back. The tag is effective. Out comes Invertebrate now getting into the action. So they were repaired. They are okay. Invertebrate with the pneumatic flipper, the probing, rotating bludgeoner as well. And it's Invertebrate against Bigger Brother. Bigger Brother with a shove and a drive onto the arena side wall. Terrific playoff here for the wooden ratchet. The wooden spoon of Robot Wars, in other words. This is Bigger Brother on Invertebrate. You can see the bludgeoner there at one end. You can see the flipper at the other end of Invertebrate. But this, for me, is the battle of this playoff between Bigger Brother there on the right and Exterminator. Oh, over on its side again. Can they right from there? Watch this, watch this. Yes, they can. Out comes the spike. Second time we've seen it in this playoff. That really is innovative. I don't think we've ever seen a robot in Robot Wars history with side spikes being used as an effective stream mech. So well done to them. Exterminator in underneath Bigger Brother. Now, have they pinned them down? Have they got some sort of toehold? Let's have a look. Trying to crane my neck around to see. Down comes Bigger Brother. So, they live to fight another day. Backing away dodging, exterminator, shadow dancing, if you like, shadow boxing. There's little Joe at the controls of bigger brother. Still, we've seen so little of Plunderbird 4. They're a great sporting team, actually, Mike Onslow and Brian Kilburn. But that's the other boys, Exterminator and Invertebrat in their control box. Little Joe peers out. There's his dad to the left-hand side. And bigger brother, once again, Exterminator have managed to just prize a grip. But bigger brother away once more. Oh, and look, the pit started to descend. Will it catch anyone here? Exterminator drives on against bigger brother. Back to the centre, they're in the pit, in the pit, in the pit. That's the message. They want someone to go down. Exterminator, will it be Plunderbird 4, largely immobilised throughout? I can't believe it. Exterminator have driven straight into the pit. Right on the word cease, under pressure from bigger brother, and down they went. Who has won this one? Well, bigger brother did all the work. Invertebrat, they were virtually immobilised, and Exterminator went in the pit. Surely there could only be one result.
Well, bigger brother 2 and Plunderbird 4 scraped some dignity off the arena floor and come third in our tag team terror. Let's hear it for bigger brother and Plunderbird 4.
From South Ockenden in Essex, Sir Cromalot.
Made from a truck wheel hub with a gas-powered flipper and drills, they say. We've seen them before. Drills, frills from the boys of Essex.
Hi, we're Team Sir Cromalot. I'm Steve, and this is Ray the Thug. This is Sir Cromalot. We're back. We're better than ever. We've got a gas-powered lifter this time, so watch out.
Don't mess with us.
And hoping to show them who's boss, the noisiest bot on the block. Give it up for Plunderbird 5!
From Alton in Hampshire, Plunderbird 5.
Low, wide, fast, powerful track robot with a hydraulic slicing claw, jaw and lifter. And they say there are self-righting sidewinder missiles too, yeah, they say.
As you well know, we are the Plunderbird boys. This is a new robot
for a new fight,
but it's the same attitude.
Roboteers, stand by.
So much hype. Plunderbird with the excellent Mike Onslow and Brian Kilburn there with a thumbs up. And Sir Cromalot, what is that on top of that? Ridiculous. Steve Merrill and Ray Tate. He looks frightening. And the house robots involved in this vengeance battle. Shunt, no doubt one of these boy bands will be drummed out by him. And Sergeant Bash, go on, give him a lick of Flame Boy. Plunderbird from the right of your screen. Sir Cromalot down there at the bottom. A nudge and a push, nothing more than that. Plunderbird with the slicing arm. Sir Cromalot with a lifting fork. Don't forget, this might even go to the judges. I would like to be a judge if it did go to them, mind you, because they have minders just to make sure the boys who came with the Cromalot team make sure the marking's correct. Don't be intimidated, boys. We've got Killalot we can send in. There's Plunderbird. A little thrust against Sir Cromalot. And once again, boys, you're all talking no trousers because we've not seen too much action. Plunderbird just done getting in underneath Cromalot. To be fair to them, these are two of the best sporting teams we've ever had in Robot Wars, and they've come to extreme to cause fun. There's like a great teapot out there, a silver teapot, Sir Cromalot. Backing away, and Plunderbird showing great driving skill. I'm sure they're impressed. Totally missed Sir Cromalot and just about everything else on the attack. Plunderbird, are they shaking their head as if to say, are we going to get out of here? Are we going to get out all right? Plunderbird is clawed on to Sir Cromalot there and is holding on with the hydraulic slicing claw jaw to two-part lifter jaw. Oh, is that the sound of the arena siren? I think it is. And one of the house robots is so bored it's pressed the pitch release button. And both of them are on the edge. And it's Plunderbird that are going to go. Well, they came full of boasts and hype. But it's Sir Cromalot who have stolen their plunder. Yes! Steve Merrill. And Rotate are victorious against those two they called the Plunder Girls.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the booth together, Stinger on the left, Plunderbird on the right-hand side, and there's the Scorpion team as well, with little Sarah Bell. For us, Dead Metal with the pincer, the 3,000 RPM sword. Also thrown in for fun, Shunt with the axe and the scoop. 3 against 2, we still think they're good odds. There's the 3, here come R2, Shunt first of all, against the Scorpion with that cutting disc at the back. Shunt beginning to move away from Scorpion. There's Stinger being thrust away by Dead Metal. Well, they're very brave to go in against our House Robots. We know that because House Robots are out of the CPZs. They can do whatever they want in this. No holds barred! We've got the flipper as well. Sorry, didn't we tell you about that? Ha ha! Too late now, isn't it? To find out what we've got up our sleeve. We've got weapons like that and axle grinders and flamethrowers and torches and goodness knows what. We're not going to lose this, let me tell you. There's Dead Metal in on Stinger. Now beginning to be a little bit frightened, are we? Stinger activates the pit button. Who's going to go down there? Is that a little bit rash? Scorpion being tagged. Who had to go at the ref bot there? He's not part of it. Shunt with a little push and Plunderbird have gone. Well, they were hardly in the action there at all, were they? Brian Kilburn and Mike Onslow. There's Stinger, but Dead Metal is making a cursory glance, rather cumbersome push as well, and Shunt has the Scorpion of Jeff Smith and John Bell and his daughter Sarah. Scorpion has been pinched and stung. Stinger's still alive, just about. Scorpion can't get away. Stinger's been clutched by Dead Metal. The wheels are spinning, but there's no one at home, boys. Down in the pit they cry. The Scorpion's on the flame pit. Again, you see, we hold all the aces. Were you brave or were you foolhardy? Who volunteers these days for anything? You did. Ha ha, we've got you now, says Dead Metal. Stinger in the clutches. Oh! And we forgot to give you another little item of news. We can bring on a substitute, like Matilda. Bye-bye, Scorpion. Yes, our sting in the tail was our sub, our super sub, the pretty Matilda. And Stinger's all that's left, and there's little left of Stinger. Inside those wheel-ups, all the electrics and all the mechanics and all the machinery. And we're gonna mash it and bash it and tear it and slice it. Dead Metal's in there as well. Matilda comes in with the flywheel spinning. Down, down, go, go, go. Only 7 seconds for Stinger to survive. But we have our revenge. The House Robots came out to play, and they've enjoyed their picnic in the arena, and how.
From Alton, Plunderbird 5.
Hello, wide, fast, powerful track robot with a hydraulic slicing claw jaw, 24-volt powered, but the 2.5 centimetre ground clearance means this bird may be thrown into the air to fly.
As you well know, we are the Plunderbird boys. This is a new robot for a new fight, but it's the same attitude.
From Head Fluid, Megamore.
Two 12-volt motors can get up to 10 miles an hour out of this roly-poly tub. The pneumatic spikes can lift and shunt. Doreen Cordy, the captain, used to manage the Welsh women's rugby team, so he's used to loose mauls then.
My name's Dorian Cordy, this is Mark Cooper and Faceman Hugh White. We are the boys from the Morgue. This is our robot Mega Morgue with our gargoyle on the front and our ninja sheep. We're coming to your town, we know where you live.
Roboteers, stand by.
Mega Morgue. Won't bleat about defeat, they say, Dorian Cordy. Mark Cooper and the Plunderbird boys, Mike Onslow and Brian Kilburn there on the left, thumbs up from him. And the House Robots shunt with our secret prototype electric motor on board. And alongside him, we have no less than Sergeant Bash, 4 parallel batteries throwing that flamethrower long.
3, 2, 1.
The song, we've had the verse, we've had the words, short and terse. Now forget the musical note, it's time for Smite or Be Smote. The best singers you ain't, the itsy bitsy bits of your bots left in the arena will be most quaint. Mega Morgue and Plunderbird. Who has the best voice? Who has the best machine? That's what we're here for. At the moment, it's not dramatic. Head-to-head, spike to spike, lifter to lifter, lifter to claw. Plunderbird has that clawed jaw impaled, it seems to me, on the front of Megamorg. We're seeing there Mark Cooper, the driver, and Dorian Cordy, the weapon operator. Both work at the design and technology department of Morriston Comp, Swansea in South Wales. And now they're locked once again. They're free. Plunderbird comes on the attack. Megamorg turns rather slowly. It has a 0-degree turning circle, but is rather sluggish in turning. Plunderbird side by side. It's a curious look sort of weapon, isn't it? Not really effective, and I think Bash is bored. Oh! Burnt sheep! Bash, did you see the lick of flame? And the ninja sheep is melting. There's the Plunderbird team. I'm not surprised he's bored, Bash, and the house robots, all of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're bored by this. So much hype, so much song, so much verse, and really, it's been rather dull, hasn't it? Plunderbird trying to get to the clutches of Megamorg, and almost to the very innards. Out, you see, now comes Shunt. I think he's bored as well. Oh, down comes the axe, straight through Megamorg. Striking to the heart of the matter there. Poor old Sheep got it again, I think. And a yellow card from the ref bot. So, he sent a Shunt. I don't care if you're bored, you can't break the rules and come out. Red book, get out of it. Get out of it. Well done, Shunt. You're okay by me, mate. Get involved with those Megamorg boys. Just see the little remnant. Did you see it? The polka dot fur belonged to the Dior Tour team. Another trophy from previous battles for the Megamorg boys. Plunderbird down here, bottom of your picture. Time is counting down. I think it's going to go to the referees to judge on start control, damage and aggression. Looks to me as if Megamorg have taken more damage, so that could be decisive. And yes, it's a judge's decision to settle it.
Well, for a vengeance battle, that was just pushing and shoving and calling names. I'll usually show you some highlights, but there weren't any. The judges have already made their decision. And believe it or not, they've gone for Plunderbird.
From Hampshire in the United Kingdom, Plunderbird 5.
Well, the UK entrant, Plunderbird 5, at 218 pounds. It says they're using electric motors, but those guys were full of a lot of hot air, so I don't know what the deal is.
As you well know, we are the Plunderbird boys. This is a new robot for a new fight, but it's the same attitude.
From Gresham, Oregon, Rosie the Riveter.
Rosie the Riveter. Who could ever doubt these guys weren't from the good old US of A? At 216 pounds, it's got 4 wheelchair motors and a mean battering ram.
Hello, we're Team Thunderbolt. This is our ground mechanic, Private Chris Ender. This is Sharon. She helped build the robot. I'm Chris Gatman. I'm the driver and captain. And this is Rosie the Riveter. This is the last thing that a lot of robots are going to see today.
Kick butt! Let's see if they can kick a bit of butt here. There's the Rosie the Riveter team ready to go. And there's the Plunderbird 5 boys from UK. And the house spots in this third eliminator round will be Dead Metal. And joining Dead Metal will be the ever-capable and large Sir Killalot.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Refbot backs out of the way immediately. Plunderbird 5 goes crashing into Rosie the Riveter, and everything flies off Rosie that time. Oh, the flags go flying, the cockpit goes, the little head of Rosie's sitting on the arena floor. Plunderbird 5 is just going in there like no tomorrow. Plunderbird 5 with a definite advantage on pushing, but Rosie's now pushing back. Rosie's got Plunderbird up against the rails and into the grinder. Rosie the Riveter's got some real damage to do here because Plunderbird 5 just came out of that gate like a mad bull in a rodeo. Rosie the Riveter's got Plunderbird up against the rails. Plunderbird doesn't seem to be able to get out of there very easy. But Rosie's just gonna continue banging away until something breaks off of the old Plunderbird 5 team. There's Plunderbird looking at what to do next. Rosie goes head up again against Plunderbird 5. Plunderbird 5 doesn't seem to be moving very well, and it looks like Rosie's got a little problem too. That front spike is stuck into the arena floor. Oh, the Rosie crew have got to do something about that. They've got no forward motion, which is most of their weapons. If they can't drive forward fast enough, they got no ramming power whatsoever. Look at that spike. It's just bent down. These guys could be just seconds away from being immobilized with that kind of problem. I don't know what the judges might have to say. Oh, they're having a word. Rosie can't seem to get going. The audience wants some pit action. And the countdown to the end of this eliminator has started. 10 seconds left for Rosie to get in one more last dig. Plunderbird 5's just trying to get in anything before this runs out. And it's going to go to the judges. While they're deliberating, let's take a look at some of that action. From the start, the British team of Plunderbird 5 went out there and just shook Rosie the Riveter to her knees. Rosie was just falling apart in pieces, and then Rosie had Plunderbird up against the rails. But then that bent spike really hindered Rosie's progress.
The decision's in. Apparently it was very close, but due to inflicting more damage, it's Rosie the Riveter from the USA.
From Dunisthorpe, Swaddling Coat, Leicestershire, S3.
A unique weapon on wheels, the vertically mounted 1,000 RPM disc has two 3-inch teeth to snatch opponents and toss them out of the arena. It runs both way up. The front skid used to be part of a butcher's chopping block.
From Alton in Hampshire, Plunderbird 5.
A low, wide, fast, powerful tracked robot with a hydraulic slicing claw jaw lifter. They fought in every series of Robot Wars with technical problems. This is a brand new machine though, and they say they've got it right.
Roboteers, stand by.
The S3 team. They're in the box, David Barker, Ian Pritchard and Pete Alsop. And the Plunderbird boys are back, great fun. Mike Onsell on the left, Brian Kilburn on the right. He loves his curries, and we're going to have some hot stuff here in the first of our Eliminator battles. And as usual, two house robots in the arena. Dead Metal with the pincer and the saw. And alongside, Sir Killalot, our own knight of roulette.
3, 2, 1, activate.
On the left, Plunderbird against S3. Looks like the head of a hammerhead shark, S3, and it has the teeth to match as well. But driven onto the arena sidewall by Plunderbird. Don't forget, if you're driven into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone areas, it means the house robots can come out and literally have a go at you. Plunderbird has been ripped there, look, by S3. The side of Plunderbird torn away with that attack. We haven't seen this sort of weaponry before. It is a vertically mounted disc driven on by a 3,000 RPM electric motor. It looks very destructive, S3, and Plunderbird is in real trouble here. The Plunderbird dicer, lifter, claw, jaw looks so impotent, rendered so, because the pneumatic system has been ripped to shreds there by S3 and causing more damage to the armoury of Plunderbird. The new boys are very, very dangerous. I know that they've been here before in Robot Wars with Sting, but this is a new machine in S3, and it looks absolutely awesome. On the attack again. Oh! Slicing through Plunderbird 5. Absolutely mashing it. Look at the boys, Mike Onslow and Brian Kilburn, reduced to mere spectators. Their machine, a bauble, a plaything for S3 and the house robots like Killalot. What is left of it? The tyres teetering and tottering and wobbling.
Well, that was hugely impressive by S3. The tyres are off, and they are certainly off the rails, off the track to success, on the road to nowhere. Plunderbird tossed in the air. That's the way we love to finish an eliminator, in style. But the glory here belongs to S3. And again, cease. A final attack. Look at the damage. Weapon gone, armour gone.